Oh, Unfins, you master of comedy, you. I've never read a series solely about how bad you can dig yourself into a hole accidentally on purpose. Vampire Family, this is probably one of the funniest series I think I've ever read on Webtoon. Like, I constantly felt my liver jiggle. Not that it's weird to feel your organs all the time, I assume, but it's so Addams Family coded minus the homicidal daughter. All of the characters are hilarious in a way that you feel bad for them, and it's about exactly its name, a vampire family. So let's talk about it. Big word I found incoming. Exasperated of the same old, Natalia Dragomir is a vampire who has lived her life hidden away from humans because of her family. You know, folklore problems, vampires. Her father detests for her safety of being accepted, but Natalia desperately wants to start high school and make friends in order to feel human. But it's rather hilarious. The biggest acme of the series is how nonsensical she is. Everybody's just horrified of her the moment she steps in and introduces herself. It's not helping the fact every facial expression she has is quintessentially the polar opposite to how she feels. Let's make precious memories together. Is that a threat? She could be saying, oh, I like smiley faces but look like she's about to rip your limbs off. Like, I love her over-exaggerated reactions and playing on her sensibility. After this, she assumes everyone will want to talk to her, but everyone just stares at her in fear. Even the teacher is horrified. The teacher points her back to her seat and she realizes people may have gotten the wrong idea and she could clean up her intentions. Not that they would let her get close to them. Her neighboring seatmate is not as fearful as everybody else and he is going to be her very first friend, she declares. This opposite someone who is liked by everybody in the classroom, Evangelo Dante, is an up-and-coming vampire hunter. But in order to become a vampire hunter in his family, he would actually need to Buffy slay a vampire, and he feels like he's the only one who hasn't done it and has been wasting his time in school. But look and see, Natalia. To even confirm she's a vampire, he takes a picture of her. I'm a little shocked she didn't see the phone, but now he's actually terrified. As soon as the class ends, the teacher just runs out. But Natalia finds math to be hard and thinks to ask Evangelo for help. Just Andy. Meanwhile, he's talking to the voices in his head, convincing himself he was tracked by her and had some kind of ultimate plan. The world doesn't actually revolve around you, you just have a really big head. He then decides that this is the day he will become a vampire hunter and kill Natalia, and proceeds to demand Natalia to come outside and that they need to talk. Now, I'm sure you're guessing it's about to go up. He's got onions and everything, and Natalia, being a vampire, notices his heart beating and him sweating and thinks he is falling in love with me. Oh, dumb Talia. How do we come to that conclusion? But I mean, I guess somebody has to, I guess. It's hilarious how in their head these two are. The way they talk to themselves, I would say they were perfect for each other. With her sensibility, maybe she should have stayed home. She's assuming fiction is realer than life, and I'm starting to realize her father wanted her to stay for other reasons. Evangelo wanted to extract information before doing anything because he's just so convinced he was being targeted. But Natalia says, oh, there's no need for talk. I accept your feelings. I will allow you to be my lover. Okay. I feel like I'm making fun of her by how much I actually laughed reading this series. Actually, I don't care. He's literally just going on with it at this point. Like, he's so speechless from how she got to that conclusion. Like, she thinks she's in Twilight, like literally, like she was reading it and was so convinced he's just harboring such deep feelings. Like, they're eating lunch later and she wants to feed him because he's acting off and he just eats it. They're even holding hands down a hallway, but he slithers away, hysterically convincing himself that he's just being toyed with because he isn't seen as some kind of threat. I'm just so glad he's just calm and not embarrassing himself. He comes out specifically saying, I challenge you to a duel. Hold on, let me try that again. Music, please. I challenge you to a duel. Let's settle this the old-fashioned way. She thinks he's going in for a hug after this like weird attempt to attack her and just accidentally like palms him. He does a triple flip and lands spine first down a flight of stairs. I was thinking, well, he's either dead or paralyzed. Who's next? But unfortunately, he's still alive. Natalia brings him back to her home. Side note, like, all right, after a certain point, I feel like you should probably feel like a certain kind of empathy for Natalia because she's a character that's just so desperate to understand how to be normal and fit in, and everyone just like kind of just pushes her away, and the only person that she's actually gotten close to wants to kill her, and I don't really have a point. I just think that's crazy. He wakes up recovered and scared, and Natalia confesses she's a vampire rather quickly because of how he got hurt, and brought him to her home, and that everything's gonna be just a-okay. Everybody being fucking mortified for their life just simply means something else to this family, it seems. No reaction time, just you'll be okay. But then her mother and father and sister appear. The family is just hilarious. The father just trying to look out for her. Her mother who supports her but is just so completely unaware. I can see where she gets it from. Doesn't even know what a boyfriend is, but somehow just has a husband. However that works. I guess. And the daughter who's just there collecting dust for all we care. The father welcomes him with open arms and threats, saying you will have to get used to them being vampires, acknowledging his wishes to be romantically involved with his daughter. Oh, how screwed he is. When looking at the family, it's like my mind immediately thought about how Adam's family S-coded this is. Like the mom who's obviously really in control, the husband is just at her beck and call with the edgy daughter, except Natalia is just like completely socially unaware and maybe not like homicidal. Turns out Natalia—
Hi, it's me. I apparently didn't notice there was a brother this whole time. He was just in the corner. Just now editing and realizing this, that's crazy.
Natalia almost did kill him, but the father said they only help family, to which she explains, well, they are together, so he is technically family. But later on, when Evangela's all better, he asked, well, why did you want us to be a couple in the first place? And she said she could sense he liked her. And he finally realizes that she didn't know he was a vampire hunter and wasn't playing him for a loop. And I don't know, I guess we're all just gonna skip over the fact that, you know, he threatened to kill you and attempted. You know, anybody want to acknowledge it? No?
I don't care about homeless people.
Okay. He's not interested in her remotely. This doesn't seem like it's going anywhere romantically. I even fast passed a little. I don't see it. But then again, I'm the same person who said the mafia nanny shouldn't have had romance anyways. So, hola. But he begins putting on this act to comfort her, saying he's not scared of her and all he cares about is her, and asks to use the bathroom. But the father appears behind him and is like, oh, by the way, when you were passed out, I looked through your and discovered a crucifix with the transcript saying death to all vampires. Oh, dead Vangelo. I don't, who keeps that? Like, that's not smart. I don't understand why the father didn't say anything earlier, but hey, even though there's only a few episodes out, this is definitely one of my favorite drops this year. Like, I don't read a lot of webtoons under the comedy section because I don't think they'll tickle me, but this is genuinely one of my favorites. Like, I love how they play into any possible thought of comparison hilariously. Like, you know it's coming, I just think they executed it well. All the characters have such perfect delivery up to the point where they don't all feel the same. Everything doesn't feel outdated or trying too hard. The art style can be messy in a way that complements the jokes, the story, and not just the facial expressions, but the backgrounds as well. Apparently, this is created by the same person who made the love advice from the Great Duke of Hell. I never read it, but I heard a lot of great things. I saw a lot of people reposting this series and just saying how great it was, and I'm rocking with it. I'm rocking with it. Oh, talented Finns. Oh, comedian Finns. Oh, Aura.